I wish somebody told me this before I signed my first deal going overseas. And I'm saying this because basketball isn't just one level overseas, it's a ladder. And one bad contract could literally change your whole career. In this video, I'm gonna be breaking down realistically what European teams in each tier, what they pay, where most rookies actually start, and the best entry level tier if you want to move up fast. And make sure you stay to the end because the biggest mistake for your rookie year isn't the low pay. It's signing a deal that looks good on paper, but overall leaves you broke. To be more relatable, I'm not just saying this just to say this. I've actually lived this. I know what entry feels like, and I know what to do and what to expect to not get screwed over. Quick rule before we even start. Overseas basketball isn't just money in your pocket. You have to understand the salary and the packaging, which includes your housing, your flights, your medical, all those other things. That really determines what you actually keep and get to put in your pocket. Okay, let's talk about the tiers. In the world, there's a whole bunch of different leagues. Tier 10 is our top of the top best players in the world, the NBA. LeBron, Steph, KD, all those great players, especially Cade Cunningham. But we're talking about Europe in this case. So for tier 9, we're talking about the Euro League. That's the top of the top of the class, top money, big contract, big NBA names. And most rookies never start here unless it's some rare case. So unless you're a prospect watching this video, tier 9 may be out of your range. For right now, for tier 8, the Euro Cup, the big league first divisions. It's similar to tier 9. It's not the first stop for a rookie unless it's some rare case, but these are big clubs with big paychecks, big spending money, and you'll be set if you make it to one of these. For tier 7, this is where real pros live, honestly. This is the Champions League and other first division leagues. If you're a high major D1, D2 player, mid major, one of those two, and you have a clear specific role and you meet the physique and criteria of a team, this is more realistic from where you can start if you have leverage. But for most of you watching, tier 6 is where you should start paying attention. Get a pen and paper and write this down because tier 6 is where most people can start. Tier 6 is very common for most rookies and has amazing basketball, very high level that you can level up from, starting with the FIBA Euro Cup, Italy A2, Lithuania, LKL. And I would consider this a film instability tier where you can get film, have a good housing situation, and be able to work your way up to those tier 10 through 7. And the pay is actually very well if you're starting off, roughly around 2,000 to 8,000 a month, depending on your name and the how big the club's budget is. I feel like this is a great entry point for strong rookies or late bloomers or guys who can come in and immediately produce because I feel like they're actively looking for impact players that they can send to the next level immediately. For tier 5, this is where rookies actually start. And if you're still watching to this point of the video, this is where it could help you. Must pay attention because this can either help you or you could fall into a trap of most clubs scamming you out of some money. Tier 5 still has a lot of great basketball, especially with the France Pro B, Turkey, Hungary, things of that nature. Like great basketball, great clubs that will help you move fast, or they could hinder your career if you don't understand what you're looking for. And I say this to say because the pay range starts around like 1.5K to 6K, depending on who you are. But what really matters is the packaging, making sure they're not scamming you out of your flight, your accommodations, your health care, your Medicaid, all that stuff. Which will bring me to tier 4, which is also a very legit starting point for most rookies. But you have to be very strategic with this role. If you're just trying to get back into basketball or haven't played a lick of basketball and you need a real role, building your confidence, minutes, and just to get film, tier 4 is where it's at. This spot can be one of the best starting points for most people's careers. Tier 4 having great basketball like the Sweden LEB Gold or the Sweden SBL, Armenia, and many other forms of basketball. I call this stage the resume builder. You get good pay, roughly around 1,000 to 4,000 a month, with great housing benefits. I've heard great stories about this tier of basketball having great housing benefits and an amazing packaging with flights, accommodations, maybe even a car. Which leads me to the last 3 tiers, tier 3 through 1. And that's where most people get misled, so please pay attention. With tier 3, it's a very low budget environment, if that makes sense. Pay could fluctuate month by month from $800 to $3,000 a month. Many NAIA JUCO guys, this is a great starting point where if you find the right situation, you can build your resume and just work your way up. But the main thing you have to understand, you have to perform. You have to make sure they know you're a clear cut bucket. Like, just go get a bucket. You can change and help bring a winning culture to a team. Tier 2 and 1 are often looked at as rare starting points for a legit rookie because you don't have that much leverage in your contract. You're really just doing it because, I want to say out of desperation, but that's the only option you have. And the pay could range from $0 to $2,000 a month from tier 2 to tier 1. But you have to understand what comes with it. You have to make sure your contract is right, your packaging, and to have a clear cut strategy of what you're trying to get out of tier 2 and tier 1. If you're trying to build your resume, trying to network, get your film stats, whatever it's trying to do, you need to have a strategy of how it's going to help you elevate and succeed. Because you don't want to plateau, you want to keep going up and elevate. Now that you understand all the tiers, here's where rookies get burned. They chase the biggest number and not the best situation. If your housing isn't covered, your transportation is not covered, your meals aren't covered, that could literally leave you stressing in a whole different country far from home, which will drain your pockets and your mental. Here's a very common formula that I know most people just need to understand is what you keep equals what you pay minus the fees, other cost, plus your accommodations or benefits. That literally will tell you actually how much you're actually bringing in and get to keep in your own pocket. So, what's the best entry league to join? It's not the highest tier that you can say you signed onto, but what you can actually get out of that tier, which is real film, real minutes, and real impact. Most rookies who have great leverage literally start around the tier 5 or tier 4 range. But don't be discouraged around the tiers below that. If you can make the situation and be able to negotiate and have a clear cut and concise answer for what you're going into, I wouldn't knock it. Anything from tier 5 and below, you can build your confidence, build your resume, build your stats, and just be able to network all around the world to figure out where your home will be for the next year or two. And to be completely honest and specific, if you're a guard, you need a team where you can run the show, make good plays, make good reads. If you're a wing, you need a place where your defense and your shooting show up and have a large impact for that team. And if you're big, it's pretty simple. You've been doing this your whole life: rebounding, blocking shots, rim running, protecting the paint, setting good screens, all that good stuff. For my first league, I can honestly say it was a learning experience. I had to learn all of this on my own. It helped me understand that my packaging was okay, but it could have been better. The league overall helped me level up and be able to network to be able to get my next contract. So I'm grateful for my entry point and my experience and knowledge to give to you guys. If you want a part two, I'll break down the exact questions you need to ask to make sure your contract is bulletproof and it benefits you so you don't get finessed. Comment down below your position and the level you're playing at: D1, D2, D3, NAIA, JUCO. And I can either help you or tell you to find the most realistic starting point for your career, or to show you which teams are looking for a player just like you. If you're serious about going pro, make sure you subscribe. I'm here to help you and bring you along my journey to learn everything that I have going on to give to you so you guys don't make the mistakes that I've made and you guys can gain some type of knowledge from my own personal experience. And that's all that comes with it: the money, the mistakes, and the discipline. It's all a part of the journey. And I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time,
One,
Just
two,
Jai
three.
signing out.
Funky.
Peace.
My darling, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.